Greetings, everyone, and fellow YouTubers. I'm Doyle, aka the Big D, Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. This time around, it's time to review another movie that's turning 35 today, and this is a movie I grew up watching when I was a kid, and, well, I still catch it sometimes, not a whole lot. And that movie would be Gremlins from 1984. Starring Zach Galligan, Phoebe Cates, Hoyt Axton, Polly Holliday, Francis Lee McCain, Dick Miller, Jackie Joseph, Key Luke, Glenn Turman, Corey Feldman, Judge Reinhold, etc., etc., etc. I'm just having some fun with all that. But anyway, I'm serious about this being a favorite of mine. It was produced by Steven Spielberg after he did E.T. a couple of years before this. Now, this movie is about an inventor named Randall got tongue-tied again. Randall Peltzer, who apparently is looking to get something for his son Billy. It's Christmas time, and he visits this little china shop where this old man named Mr. Wing, well, his name's not actually mentioned in the movie, but I soon found out when I heard the name mentioned in the second Gremlins flick, which I'll review in sometime. But anyway, he wants to sell one of his things, his inventions, to him, and suddenly he hears a mysterious sound. And the grandson of Mr. Wing shows him it's a furry little creature called a mogwai. After hearing it singing, Mr. Peltzer was kind of thrilled with it. He knew he wanted to get that for his son Billy. But Mr. Wing refused when Rand offers $100 for it. But he said he's been looking high and low for it, so he'll give him $200. But this comes from one of my favorite lines. Mr. Wing's like, "I'm sorry, mogwai not for sale." And yeah, boy's unhappy. He's like, but Mr. Wing's like, with mogwai comes much responsibility. I cannot sell him at any price. But the boy told Rand to go outside and wait. He goes behind his grandfather's man and brings him the box with the mogwai in it. He's telling him, "Forget what my grandfather said. He's crazy. We need the money." So Rand gives him the money, and now as we see him walk off, we hear the boy mention to him what the rules. First of all, don't get the mogwai exposed to bright light, especially sunlight, because it will kill him. Second rule, keep him away from water. Don't get him wet or anything like that. And the third rule, most important, no matter how much it cries or begs, never feed him after midnight. Once Billy is given this present, he's about to have some real fun with mogwai, whom his dad names Gizmo. And Gizmo's vocal effects are done by legendary actor Howie Mandel, who of course was currently a star on TV's St. Elsewhere at the time. Of course, you know he went on to do lots of other things, including doing voice acting work for the cartoon series Bobby's World, as well as host the game show Deal or No Deal. Anyway, Billy's actually formed a friendship with Gizmo until soon the rules are broken. Especially when his friend Pete comes by. That's Corey Feldman, I'm not sure, the same year or a year before, he was in Friday the 13th, the final chapter. And, well, he does a pretty good job in this. But he accidentally spills a glass with paintbrushes and water in it, and then 5 balls of fur pop up Gizmo, and soon they form 5 more mogwai. One has a stripe, but it is really a mean one. Well, Billy shows his dad off these little guys, and he points and he says to him, it's funny, the new ones aren't like Gizmo. The one with the stripes seems to be the leader. Well, they cause some real mischief. Well, first they try to hang Billy's dog Barney out by hanging him with the Christmas lights. Yeah. So anyway, one night the Five Mogwai are just going crazy, and well, he sees the time's not midnight yet, so he brings him leftover chicken. Well, suddenly he finds out, he's not aware of this, that those new ones tricked him by pulling the wires out, unplugging it. And then he had given her, well, actually he gave one of those had done the same thing for a teacher, Mr. Hansen, at which he takes away his sandwich once he leaves. And soon after that, the next morning, he finds out the Mogwai are no longer there, just plain old Gizmo, because he knew he didn't want any food. But there were big sticky green pods there. Once Billy leaves for work, the pods crack open like eggs, and these green scaly creatures come out, and they're gremlins. Anyway, soon it causes trouble for everyone, starting with Mr. Hansen. And, Billy's mother, played by Frances Lee McCain, whom a few months before this, that same year, played Ren's mom in the original Footloose, really defends herself against the gremlins. I mean, I actually like the part where she catches one in her gingerbread cookies, she douses that one with bug spray, and then traps him in the microwave. That was freaking cool. I love that one. But Stripe manages to get away after the others had been defeated. Well, he takes his mom to a neighbor's and soon goes after Stripe with Gizmo. Unfortunately, and they track him down to the local YMCA, but Stripe manages to kind of scratch Billy in the chest and jumps into the big pool, which causes real trouble, and then all hell breaks loose because new gremlins would form, and then they'd cause real mischief and mayhem, breaking windows, causing traffic accidents, messing with the traffic lights, wrecking Dory's Tavern where Billy's girlfriend Kate works at, even though she worked with him at the local bank. And even one of the best parts, crashing a snowplow into Billy's neighbor Mr. Futterman's house. That part was freaking epic. Believe me, and that's when we get to hear the popular Gremlins theme song. That is one of the coolest things I liked about this. Anyway, Billy manages to get Kate away from the tavern. Once she tries to fend herself off from some of the gremlins by aiming a camera and giving her a taste of medicine with the flashes, but when she runs out, Billy manages to save her, and they manage to get away from him and stay safe. It's because they're wreaking havoc around Kingston Falls, which that's the city this movie takes place in. But Gremlins was what Mr. Futterman told him all about. Well, one night. Soon all the gremlins were nowhere to be seen. They tracked them to the local theater. Sorry if I'm spoiling this, but I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen Gremlins. And then they catch and watch comedy, and they were watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and they were loving it, especially singing along with Hi Ho. So Billy had a plan to try and open up one of the gas pipes and light a piece of cloth with fire, and soon, once the film finishes, the gremlins can see silhouettes of Billy and Kate behind the screen. They go after him. They manage to hold him off and get as far away from the theater, and then, boom! That deer just blew up like a paper bag. But Stripe was nowhere to be seen. He wanted some yums, and there was no more. And soon, right across the way, he sees a neon sign that says candy, and it's in the department store. And that's when they find out Stripe's still out there. So, once they get inside, Billy gives him on the kid and try and find the lights. Well, Billy tries to catch Stripe, but he catches and shoots Billy right in the arm with a little crossbow. But and tries to come with a chainsaw, but he bends himself off with his baseball bat. But once he's blinded, they got him, but suddenly he managed to escape with a gun and heads for the fountain in the greenhouse section of the store. If he gets into it, he'll multiply and there'll be hundreds more gremlins. But Gizmo saves the day, coming up in a toy car, untying the knot to the blinds of the sunroof, and that's when Stripe finally gets defeated. Boy, the effects of him melting like a candle was awesome. But the rest is just going through. Soon Mr. Wing comes back and they give Gizmo back, and well, he says to Billy that someday he may be ready for the Mogwai. That's how the story goes. I apologize, but I'm sure many of y'all have seen Gremlins. It's a great movie with great characters. I do love it. It's very good. Anyway, the movie did so well. It launched Gizmo dolls. There was also a Gremlins cereal. I remember that. And let's see. There were other Gremlin toys. There was books and recordings. I actually had the Gremlins book and recording. I actually had the last one in a series of 5 stories, but which you could only find at Hardee's family restaurants. There were 5 stories. It was Gift of the Mogwai, Gizmo and the Gremlins. I can't remember what the third one was. I think it was Attack of the Gremlins. I'm not sure. The 4th one was Gremlins Trapped, and the 5th one was the one I had, The Last Gremlin. Now, actually, you can, if you'd like to hear those stories, there's some YouTubers that actually have those stories up, as a matter of fact. Shoot, there was even a story of Gremlins that was read by the 4th Doctor Who himself, Tom Baker. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But anyway, what did you like about Gremlins? Did you like the movie? Please feel free to let me know in the comments section. Like and subscribe, and I'll review the second one, the new batch, later on this year. I think it has yet to celebrate its 30th anniversary. I don't know. And I'm glad I hope you like this. Oh yeah, I'm hoping they'll do a 3rd one. I've heard Zach Galligan said he'll be back in this one, but we don't know when yet. I hope this will go on through. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I'm the Big D saying, see ya.